remember when I carried a nuke through a wormhole?
No, it's never come up.
Save New York?
Never heard that.
Recall that? A hostile alien army came charging through a hole in space. We're standing 300 feet below it. We're the Avengers. We can bust arms dealers all the live long day, but that up there, that's the end game. How are you guys planning on beating that? Together.
It's neat to me to look at it in terms of the broader Marvel Cinematic Universe, because in some ways, Ultron is the guy saying we should reboot everything.
He's an executive. Yes, that's what I really wanted to convey. Yeah, I mean, he does. You know, he's someone who's so aware, painfully aware of humanity's flaws, and he has such a clear understanding and such a complete lack of understanding of his own heart, that ultimately he's only ever going to come to the conclusion that we need to be, as you so gently put it, rebooted.
People have asked before, this notion, this sort of groundbreaking notion of characters interconnecting within their worlds and creating a bigger universe. And I go, well, what we're doing is unique in a cinematic context, but certainly not unique in a publishing comic book way, because that is the way it works. This is the way the Marvel Universe is supposed to work. And the fact that now, believe it or not, Age of Ultron is our 11th cinematic universe movie. It's just great now that people who may not have ever read a comic book sort of understand the way it works and understand that interconnectivity is fun.
Can you tell me about James Spader? And it sounds like he was a key to finding Ultron very early on.
Yeah, I had an idea in my head of how I wanted Ultron to be, and when I thought of James, there was no conversation. I just said James Spader, and everyone went, yep. And thank God, so did he. And even the designers, Brian Meinerding, the head of visual development, took an old picture of James and painted Ultron with his eyes and sort of his expression. And that helped sort of the development of what Ultron ultimately would look like. And that, what ILM built off of was James's performance, his facial capture and also the motion capture. So it really is him up there, 8 feet tall and metal.
One of the things that I love that you do, going back to my very favorite Buffy episode, is dreams. And we get to see some of the Avengers' dreams in this. And how exciting was that for you?
It's the best. It really is the best. And it's not an easy sell to the Marvel peeps to say, and then we're going to have an insane part of the movie. But for me, it felt very justified to say, okay, we've been with these characters for many movies now. It's time to sort of take a peek inside. And it was just very galvanizing during shooting to go to these beautiful places. That dance hall is real and from that era. That ballet school is an actual ballet school. I don't think they teach assassination, but I could be wrong. You never know. The same pop that we felt when we were shooting, we felt when we were putting it together, that it's such an interesting relief from where we've been to suddenly be in this other world, this other rhythm, before we're going to go into what is one of the hugest set pieces in the film. A lot of it deals with power and our rather false understanding that we have enough power to control the way that the world is going to operate, which has an element of chaos in it, and that if we can't accept that, we get an Ultron.
We really feel that there's something at work here which is bigger than all of us, but is exciting in how unique it is. The notion of these same actors, many of the, Joss, of course, returning from the first one, continuing in this saga is really exciting to us. And yes, the characters are certainly the icons in and of themselves, but having this amazing cast and this lightning in a bottle ensemble, you do want to continue it. And part of the emotion and the fun and the connection in this movie and our next movie, particularly between Captain America and Iron Man, is great. And I think you need those connections with Chris Evans is at his best right now. Robert Downey Jr. is at his best right now. And seeing that play out is really exciting.
Ultimately, epics are only ever intimate. I mean, it will always come down to two people talking. And the trick is, it becomes the most difficult during the climax where everything's flying around and everything's bonkers and everything's out of control, and you've got to know when to just go loud, go big, and then when to sort of bring it back and sort of play play the rhythms there so it isn't bludgeoning, so that it's still a human story.
There are no strings on me.
Are you the Nick Fury of Marvel Studios?
No. No.
I feel like you're the guy with...
Nick is very manipulative. Nick has secrets.
You don't have secrets?
I have secrets when I'm talking to you, but not when I'm talking to the team.